What is up, YouTube? Every now and then, life just calls for a simple arm day. Training is always needed to have specific programs and goals and missions, and you got to fix injuries and get stronger where your weaknesses are. Some days you just want to get a sick arm pump, and today's that day. So, going to be doing back and forth, supersetting bicep, tricep, having fun, get a nice little pump. I haven't had a pump RTD in a minute. These things have a shit ton of beta alanine in them, so I'm going to be itching my face off soon. Hopefully it leads to a good pump. I haven't really had any carbs today, so I'm relying heavily on the pre-workout. But yeah, that's kind of it. I'm gonna jump into trying some grow some juicy forearms, semi-pronated curl on the preacher bench, and then get to it. Do some serious grips. Try and do reverse grip with back grips. Oh. All dads have jack forearms, so I can't disappoint. I'm trying to do like a full rep, quarter of the way up, pause, really squeeze your forearms, feel it kind of all the way come up here, up and down, just to have a nice little extra contraction in part of the stretch. Do a similar thing in here, just focusing on the stretch of this movement. I'm doing a quarter rep, slight pause, and then back down again and all the way up just to really get that stretch. When you're pulling your elbow up like this in the decline position, you're stretching your tricep even more, so just getting the most out of being in that position while I'm down there. Semi going back to my roots in this workout. Not that I always love doing this, but a little bit shorter rest times, more sets closer to failure, less sets overall. So I've been doing 3 to 4 sets probably per exercise for a while, but we're switching it up for a fun arm day. We're gonna do some variability. So I'm gonna do 2 sets of everything I do. Try and move through it quick, because the arms love volume. That's all I gotta say. Oh, damn. It's on my mind right now, but it's been funny. I've been having a similar conversation at the park, when I bring Bradley to the park, usually I take her there by myself at night, give Courtney a little bit of a minute with the baby. And there's always other parents there, usually just moms. And they're like talking, whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, we have another baby at home in 4 weeks. And like, oh, boy or girl? I'm like, a girl. And they're like, oh, are you gonna try for another? Always like the first question. I'm like, why? Like, so we can get a boy. And I'm like, I've always think that question is so funny when people go that way, but I get it because I was there too, and I did used to kind of want a boy, and then I had a girl, and I'm like, fuck, girls are so much better. And then I'm like thinking about why, and this is what I say to these parents. I'm like, honestly, I'm super grateful I had a girl first, because I fucking love being a girl dad. It's an excuse to be soft and to love more and to show more affection and all these things. But having that thought made me realize, oh wow, little boys need that too. Like, just because it feels easier, in my experience at least, and I think in our culture, I don't want to assume, to show more soft, gentle love towards, affection towards a girl than a boy. So I think a lot of people have sons and they're like, well, I need him to be tough. The world's hard. He got to shape up. If he falls and hurts himself, he needs to be tough. But often that just makes a more anxious, insecure boy who doesn't know how to feel or be seen in his emotions, so he doesn't access them, so he suppresses them, and then he numbs, and then it comes out in anger and has all these other issues. But people don't get it. And moms will literally be like, it's usually moms there, but they'll be like, well, that's my job. I can love them. And I'm like, well, a boy still needs their dad to love them and show affection too. And I never really thought about it because I wasn't a kid, I wasn't having kids, but like when I had Bradley and I like just want to hold her and squeeze her and she cries and I kiss her and I hug her, I'm like, would I have innately felt the same towards a boy? Or because subconsciously maybe I didn't get that as much compared to my sister or see boys do that, then it would have been different. And it's a super interesting conversation that I always say that, everything I just said to a parent, and they're always like, I don't know. They don't really like talking about it, which is fair. They're asking me about random questions, not trying to get deep at the park. But I find that so interesting, and I think it's such a reason why there's a lot of men right now who feel kind of stuck. And I also really believe that feeling alone and suppressing emotion leads to anger, which leads to violence. So a lot of, I think, crime and shit is from young boys, babies, not being loved the way that they need to and feeling safe to express the way that they need to. Either depression or anger and violence, whichever way is still not good, and we don't want to see it. So I don't know, super interesting thing. It would be great to have a boy so I could give him that, but I'm also very grateful that I have two little girls that have taught me that lesson very early on, and I still need to continue to learn to be able to give that to myself at this age. So something just, I feel like to preach to you guys if you're all young about to have kids and stuff, not to necessarily treat your kids younger. And I also firmly believe that, take girl or boy, if you want them to be tough in this world, they need to feel safe. So if I go to a park and I want Bradley to go down the slide and she's scared, and I'm like, you need to, and I push her down and it scares her and it hurts her, she's never going to want to go down the slide. She's going to be scared. But if I wait, I go down with her, I carry her down, I'm like, we don't need to do that. I know it's scary, I get it, but if you want to try, I'll hold your hand, and I wait till she's ready. And now she'll run up the park by herself, sit on the slide and just go all on her own. And I almost hold her back, and she's like, no, let me go, They almost do the opposite of what you push them to do. So it's my parenting advice right now. Again, needing to learn to give this to myself, but having children really opens your eyes a lot to seeing holy shit, what you're going through. I still experience the same thing Bradley experiences. She just has the tantrum, feels the emotion, and then I'm there to support her through the emotion. But I'm like, when I experience this, I need to support myself through the emotion in the same way I do her, and I give her a way more grace than I do myself. It was a very eye-opening experience to have children. It's been a huge blessing. Challenging one, but a huge one. This shit I think about while training biceps. What's wrong with my brain?
Arm days have changed.
Seriously. Let's get back to the pump. Drop set. Oh, shit. This will forever be my favorite bicep exercise. I also really think doing this more consistently, because I've already said this many times, you're strengthening yourself in a stretch position for better posture. But getting that deep stretch in your bicep and letting it hang and then contract, it's not very often you strengthen your bicep in this motion, but you're often use it and like fucking, if something falls or you like panic and grab something and pull, that's where people tear their biceps. If you're jacked and you just do this all the time and you build that adhesion so that your arm walks around like this and you're never strengthening it like that, that's how people tear their biceps. I don't want to do that. My biceps are small enough as they are. I'm not risking that shit. I'm trying to do a little bit of like a fake drop set, if you will, without changing the weight. So on the bicep curl, I'm just going to control it a little bit more until it gets hard and then speed up my reps a little bit. On the tricep cross extension, whatever the hell you call this thing, I'm starting seated back, where I'm trying to hold the cables back and push them behind me, where I'm much weaker, getting into a tighter contraction. And then I'm standing up and leaning forward a bit, where I'm stronger. Not as tight as the contraction, a little bit more of a stretch, but I'm in a stronger position. I can cheat a bit more, get some more reps out. So, what do you call that? Mechanically advantageous drop set. Sounds legit. Heavier than I thought. Gentle. Don't break the machines. Oh. All right, we're gonna finish with a nice little drop set, because what the hell else do you do on arm day? I just wanted to get 30 reps, and that was harder than I thought. See, I feel like if I get a nice arm pump, my arms come back a little bit, but then they just disappear. Yeah, you can tell they're just smaller because when they're full of blood, there's no detail, but there's still some size. But I'll take it. I will say my shoulder mobility is much better at doing this now. When I was bodybuilding, I was like crunched over.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say other than that. It's Friday, the week's over. Got a nice arm pump before noon. It was a good week. I guess thanks for watching.